Today we'll be starting off with inorganic chemistry's topic, gases in the atmosphere.
Right.
So you should know that what are the approximate percentages by volume of the four most abundant gases in the air that include nitrogen, oxygen, argon, and carbon dioxide. You should also know the percentage of nitrogen in the air, which is 78%. Oxygen's percentage in the air is 21%. Then we have almost 1% argon, 0.9, and almost 0.04% of carbon dioxide. In the paper, 1% is also accepted, and for carbon dioxide, 0.04% is also accepted.
Okay.
Moreover, in your syllabus, you should know how to understand and determine the percentage by volume of oxygen in air using experiments involving the reactions of metal, for example, iron and non-metals as well. अब हम कैसे करेंगे and how there's going to be an investigation how to determine the volume, the percentage by volume of oxygen in the air by an experiment. How can you prove me that in air there is 21% of oxygen present? Now, we are going to use copper. 100 centimeter cube of air would be passed from side to side over copper that was being heated. हम क्या करेंगे? We're going to take copper. ठीक है, this is copper and I'm going to pass some air over it. कितनी air pass करूंगा? 100 centimeter cube of air I'm going to pass over copper, and I'm also going to provide
Right.
heat through a Bunsen burner. Now what is going to happen that is all oxygen in the air will react with copper as it's a closest system. क्योंकि air में क्या क्या होता है? Inside air we also have nitrogen, we also have
Hyd
oxygen, we
hydrogen,
also have no
carbon dioxide.
argon and CO2. These are the major gases, right? Now,
Yeah.
only among these gases, only oxygen is going to react with whom? Copper. Okay.
Copper.
So it's a closed system. Therefore, no air could get in or out. As it is passed, the volume of the air would decrease and continued until the volume stops decreasing. And then we're going to record the volume of the remaining air. ठीक है, अगर मैं 100 सेंटीमीटर क्यूब ऑफ एयर एक सिलेंडर में लाया हूँ, कुछ यहाँ पे पास किए जा रहा हूँ, दैट इज रिएक्टिव विद कॉपर एंड इट इज रिएक्टिव विद कॉपर. At the end, when I'm going to check the volume of the gas present, there would be about 79 centimeter cube left. This would mean what? That 100 minus 79, 21 centimeter cube exactly
It's
reacted
left.
with copper, which means exact 21% of the air reacted with copper, and that 21% was oxygen. Got it?
Right.
How would we know that copper is reacting with oxygen? The color of this copper, okay, copper is going to turn into copper oxide, and this copper oxide basically has a black color. तो जब ये copper black होने लग जाएगा, that is going to tell you that yes, यहाँ पे copper is now reacting with oxygen. This is the reaction. Copper plus oxygen forms copper 2 oxide, और यहाँ पे आपके पास copper oxygen and going to form copper oxide. Describe the combustion of elements in oxygen, including magnesium, hydrogen, and sulfur. Now, what is a combustion reaction? Combustion reaction होता है when we burn something in the presence of oxygen. And when we burn something in oxygen, ठीक है, it is going to either form an oxide, react कर लेगा. It can also form carbon dioxide. It can also form water. बस combustion का main मतलब ये that
जी.
you have to react something with oxygen. आप air के अंदर कोई चीज burn करने वाले हो. In an oxidation reaction, we know that a substance gains oxygen. Now, metals and non-metals can take part in this reaction. For example, combustion अगर मैं magnesium की करूँ, magnesium plus oxygen is going to form magnesium oxide. Sulfur plus oxygen,
Oxide.
dioxide. Hydrogen plus
Sulfur
oxygen,
dioxide.
water बन जाएगा. So how
Water.
does carbon dioxide form from the thermal decomposition of metal carbonates? Tell me any metal carbonate, any metal.
Uh, Copper. We use copper, and then just when we did copper oxide.
ठीक है, अब कॉपर कार्बोनेट लेते हैं. ठीक है, आई वांट यू टू टेल मी मेटल कार्बोनेट. यू सेड कॉपर. कॉपर कार्बोनेट को जब मैं हीट करूंगा, इट इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू फॉर्म अ मेटल ऑक्साइड विच इन दिस केस वुड बी कॉपर ऑक्साइड, और साथ दूसरा प्रोडक्ट जो बनेगा दैट इज गोइंग टू बी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. टेल मी अनदर मेटल कार्बोनेट. एनी.
Always. Metal carbonate is the aluminum.
ठीक है, AL, CO, Al2CO3, ये 3 हो जाएगा, राइट? क्योंकि Al is +3
Yeah.
and CO3 is -2. If I decompose Al2CO3, अब यहाँ मेरे पास एक मेटल ऑक्साइड बनेगा, which means Al2O3 will be formed, और साथ आगे पास बनेगा CO2. Got it?
Yeah.
Any other metal carbonate, let's say magnesium carbonate है. What would be the two products?
Magnesium oxide and carbon dioxide.
Exactly, magnesium oxide and carbon dioxide. So you should also know that carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas and that increasing amounts in the atmosphere may contribute to climate change. Greenhouse gases क्या होती? Carbon dioxide is one of them. Greenhouse gas effect maintains temperature on Earth high enough to support life. अब these are obviously important for life. Carbon dioxide आपको photosynthesis के लिए चाहिए. Plants, need
Mm-hmm.
carbon dioxide to photosynthesis to produce oxygen. But अब ये जो trends आ रहे हैं, everyone had heard what is climate change. नाम सुना होगा. What is
Yeah,
global
yeah.
warming? ठीक है, it's becoming so trendy in 2024. Why? Carbon dioxide is good.
Too
Too
much
much?
greenhouse gases.
Exactly. Too much? Not good. ठीक है, ये जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इमिशन हो रहा है अराउंड द वर्ल्ड, यूनाइटेड नेशंस, WHO, everyone are talking about only one thing right now, that is the greenhouse effect, the climate
Uh,
change, the global warming.
yes.
Carbon dioxide is a good gas. Obviously it's needed by the plants, obviously we need oxygen as well, but when we humans are cutting down the trees, who's going to absorb the carbon dioxide? Are we going to take in carbon dioxide? We can't
Nothing.
take in carbon dioxide. Exactly.
We
Who
can't.
takes?
We produce carbon dioxide.
Exactly, we produce carbon dioxide. Now we are producing carbon dioxide as well. Who is there to absorb? No one. उसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है?
No
In
one.
your atmosphere, carbon dioxide is being trapped. Now the ozone layer भी
Yeah.
थोड़ी सी हमारी डैमेज होती है. Ozone layer is damaged, no issues. UV rays अंदर आ रही, all right, that's gonna result in skin cancers. People gonna die, all right. Double problem occurred when this greenhouse gas effect पे. अभी जो carbon dioxide gases होती है ना, they absorb the UV radiation and they don't let it go back out into the space. हम क्या करते हैं? We have produced so much carbon dioxide in our atmosphere that every UV radiation that is entering through the ozone layer in the earth is being absorbed by whom? Carbon dioxides. और आपके जो अर्थ का एक
Right.
टेम्परेचर है, that is increasing. Winters are becoming short. Summers are becoming long. Glaciers are melting. Sea levels are rising. Climate is changing. Rainfalls are having a haphazard effect. Okay? So greenhouse gases include water vapor, CO2, and CH4. Now, if we try and explain this greenhouse gas effect, electromagnetic radiation at most wavelength from sun passes through the Earth's atmosphere. Now, Earth absorbs some radiation and thus starts to warm up, which is essential for life. But some heat is also radiated from the Earth as infrared radiation. Some of this infrared radiation is absorbed by the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, where the atmosphere warms up, leading to the greenhouse effect and global warming. Global warming is
Yeah.
known as the enhanced greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect wasn't a problem. Human activities has made it an enhanced greenhouse effect. And an increase in average global
Increase of it.
temperatures is a major cause of climate change. Got it?
Yeah.
Let me show you one.